Imagine how you'd feel if you had nothing to feed your children day after day. Imagine if you had no opportunity to find work or provide for the needs of your family, and you came to the horrific realization that your family was not going to make it. You were at the point of desperation and there was no help, no hope in sight. You were watching your family disintegrate right before your eyes, and there was nothing you could do about it. For the survival of your children, your only option was to abandon them to the streets in hope that somehow, some way, they might survive. I have met several desperate mothers and fathers who had to make the unthinkable choice to abandon their children, to say goodbye to them forever, and just walk away. I'm Jeff Butler, and the vision of Family Hope International is to prevent orphans by embracing and empowering families in extreme poverty. This organization was started to come alongside families on the verge of disintegration and provide them hope. In Ethiopia, there's approximately 5 million children who have been orphaned, sold into slavery, released into the streets, or moved into orphanages. After having adopted children from Ethiopian orphanages myself, I began to see that the crisis of the orphan is first a crisis that occurs upstream with the family. We have helped prevent many orphans and preserve many families through our 4-step process of embrace, equip, empower, and employ. We embrace families on the verge of collapse with compassion and support through sponsorship. We then equip families with the necessities to sustain and stabilize their lives. We empower families with a microloan, small business opportunity, and mentorship. And we employ families to become self-sustaining through successfully operating a small business. We are able to do this work through our vital partnerships with U.S. and Ethiopian churches, our in-country Ethiopian staff, our vision partners, and family sponsors. Desperate families on the verge of collapse are first brought to our Ethiopian staff to be assessed. If it is determined that they will not survive, then they are welcome into our program. We then advocate for the families to find U.S. sponsors who will sponsor them for $50 per month, and we send 100% of a sponsor's monthly contribution to Ethiopia. This amount equips them with the basic supplies they need to live and care for their children, such as food, medicine, shelter, clothing, and school supplies. After a family is stabilized, Family Hope provides them an interest-free microloan to start a small business. We continue to work with our families to ensure they are successful at operating a sustainable business. It's about a 2-year process from the time our families receive their loan until they are ready and able to graduate from our program. Our goal for each of our families is to become self-sustaining and successful and no longer dependent on sponsorship support. We have so many families who have graduated and are now thriving. We believe in short-term family support for long-term family transformation. Would you consider partnering with us to prevent orphans by preserving and empowering families? I would like to personally invite you to join us on an upcoming vision trip to Ethiopia. Come along and see for yourselves the amazing work that God is doing in Ethiopia to change and transform lives. To learn more about us or sign up for our next vision trip, go to our website at FamilyHopeInternational.org. Come and catch a vision for how God can use you to change the world, one family at a time.